Dan, and I'm going to cover the history of the 5 largest real estate busts in United States history. Well, according to some of my research. And please, if you disagree or you want to add something, please put it down in the comment section, because I'm a lifelong learner and we can all learn together. I'll start with number 5 and work my way down to number 1. The dot-com bust in 2001. Now, I know this was an internet collapse, but it also affected the commercial real estate market, especially in the Silicon Valley. I remember the dot-com and the internet craze. It was great. Good times. Pets.com, do you remember that? Well, it didn't make it. Amazon, well, guess what? It did make it. So number 5 would be the dot-com bust, which fueled by speculation on the internet. Okay, number 4, the oil crisis. Now, this was in the early 1980s. And I remember studying this in college. We had a guest speaker, and she was part of the oil industry in Texas. And I remember her saying something that you always think that real estate goes up. And it made some paradigm shift in my mind. Realized, wow, she's right. And doing a little more research, and just a little bit, studied it. It had to do with mostly the Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana area. And this definitely affected the commercial and residential area of the early 1980s. Number 3. The housing bubble of 2007 and 2008, which many people agree had to do with lax lending. What were they, ninja loans? Was it no income, no job, no problem? The movie The Big Short really was a great movie when it really delved into this. When you can get a stripper to buy 5 homes and leverage them up, things get crazy. And I remember, because I was right in the middle of it, selling real estate right here in Tracy, California. People rolling up, just buying 2 homes. It was really crazy. I remember going to a lottery in Modesto, California. To buy a home, you had to win the lottery. I had to think to myself, this is really kind of getting crazy. Guess what? When you're in a bubble, you don't know you're in a bubble. As a result of this craziness, the government had to step in. I remember it was Dodd-Frank. They had to pass laws. Now these mortgage brokers, which were used car salesmen, have to get licenses. And they have to pass these exams. I think it's the NMLS, National Mortgage Licensing. Okay, number 2, the savings and loan scandal. I think this was in the late 80s. A lot of people don't really talk about it because it really affected commercial real estate. Now, the average Joes, like myself, didn't have to experience it. I'm not into commercial real estate. I know a lot of people who aren't. There are a specialized few, and I heard that it's a great upside, and it's usually for people that are well off to engage in the commercial real estate sector. Okay, and number 1, the Great Depression. Stock market crashed in 1929. It's been well documented. The bank failures caused that. It was the credit crunch. It was crazy. From, 1929 to 1939? A lot of people disagree. Please disagree or agree in the comment section. The government response after that, many people believed, actually exacerbated the situation by just adding more fuel to the fire and continuing the Great Depression by getting involved in it. Many people believed, sure, we would have experienced the bank crash, but it would have gone down and up, more of a V-shaped recovery. I don't know, or maybe a U-shaped recovery, but it would have recovered a lot quicker, according to many people's opinion. I'd love to hear yours below. I do remember affecting California, looking in the history books. Kern County, which is near, it's Bakersfield, is in Kearns County. Wheat patch, do a little research on that. I remember, was it Grapes of Wrath? Great classic movie. A lot of people from the Oklahoma Dust Bowl had to come out to California. And a lot of people had a lot of pushback against the Okies, that term would be called, as a result of the Great Depression. They had to leave. California had beautiful weather. I don't know about you, but if I had to be homeless, residentially challenged or unhoused or whatever you want to call it, California would be a better place to go. Definitely wouldn't want to be in those winters up in the north of like a Minnesota or North Dakota in the wintertime. I'd rather be in a place like San Diego or Los Angeles. Also, a great movie to talk about this is the Marx Brothers, 1929, was it Coconuts? Yeah, Coconuts, basically your nuts. The Florida land boom, I think it was in 1925. Well, it went up and it went down. There was a lot of boom and then a bust. Well, many people agree or disagree that we might be in a bubble right now. Well, guess what? When you're in a bubble, you don't know you're in a bubble. That's the crazy part about it. You look at your home value on Zillow or whatever, Reddit or whatever website you're on, and you get this dopamine pumping into your brain. You go, gosh darn it, you feel you're paper rich, and it's a good feeling. I know, I've experienced it. Really what all these bubbles have in common, speculative, all right? Speculation, people are jumping in on it. They're excited. You're hearing about it. The media gets in on it. There's also a lot of regulation, real relaxed regulation in the government. They're trying to have everyone get in. Everyone should buy a home, according to President Bush. That's your right to have homes. Well, not everyone should buy a home. It's not for everyone, especially if you have a job that's not stable at the time. Also, over leverage. That's what happens a lot of times in the Great Depression. People were buying stocks at 90% leverage, which they passed regulations now. Now I think it's 50% leverage when you can buy stock on margin. And then also there's external factors that can cause this. And people call it a black swan event. Some event such as COVID that can just happen and that can really trigger this entire collapse. Well, if you can, please like and subscribe in the comment section below. Leave a comment, even if it's not a good comment, I'll respond back to you. Because guess what? I'm a lifelong learner like everyone else. Well, thanks a lot, and goodbye, and enjoy the day. See you later.